What is going on, everybody? Today we are back, and today it is time for 2022 NFL Week 6 picks and predictions. I understand it has been a long time since I've filmed one of these videos. In fact, it's been 3 or 4 weeks. A few weeks ago, I was at the Twins game, but I surprised people there. So, if you want updates ever on these videos, and if you want to see my random sports takes, follow my Twitter account. If you don't know what my Twitter is, go to my channel description. So click on my channel, go to the About page, and I have it listed in there. I just throw out random sports takes and give updates on these videos. So today I threw out a Cooper Rush and the Cowboys take, but I also did tweet out a little bit ago that I was going to be live filming this video. So I told people, be there or be square. And people are being square because no one else is here, and the only one viewer is myself on my computer. But today we are back, and again, like I said, 3 weeks ago I didn't film a video. I was at a Twins game, so I tweeted out I had homework that weekend, but that's really not true. I just couldn't spoil it, couldn't let the secret get out. 2 weeks ago I was sick. I had a sore throat, so I tried limiting my talking, so I elected not to film a video. And then last weekend, I think I was just simply busy and didn't get around to it. Or what was I doing last Saturday? Oh! I actually have a gift for you guys. Last Saturday, I was at a benefit, and there was a silent auction. So, I bid on and won a couple items. Let me just bring my computer here so I can make sure you guys can see. So the first thing is this, for the Minnesota Vikings, the Skull Cave. It is wood carved Minnesota Vikings sign. The other one is this. It's a mini football helmet signed by Cam Dantzler, Minnesota Vikings corner. So yeah, that's pretty dope. And it's got a certificate, of course, on the back. So yeah, that's why I couldn't film a video last week. I was at a benefit all day on Saturday, so didn't have time for it. By the way, I also don't know where to hang that wood thing, so let me know if you guys have any suggestions. Either way, we're going to get back into the video now. It has been like 4 weeks. It's been like 4 weeks since I filmed one of these, but it is my time, and I'm going to do it right now. That is our first game of the week, everybody. It is the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Also, follow my Twitter to see my Thursday Night Football predictions, because I always film these videos typically on Fridays, so I always tweet out my Thursday night predictions, so it still counts. It's just not on YouTube. I picked the Bears to beat the Commanders, and the Commanders won, so I was wrong about that. One more update I also did quick think of that I should quickly share. Currently, my standings, I have a 56.25 completion percentage this season, so the number of predictions I've gotten right is 56.25. My target percentage is 58.41. I know, it was 66.3. I lowered it down to 58. There's a reason why I did, though. I'm oblivious to sports betting, kind of, so I Googled what's a good target percentage for, like, sports betting, because, you know, my target percentage was 66, and I was sitting at 55, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to get all the way to 66. That's kind of just too much to ask for. And they said, well, usually you want at least around 55%. So I was like, all right, I'm going to compute a new number. Last year, Kirk Cousins, quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings, was 66.3, which was why 66.3 was my number. So this week, I've switched it, and now it's going to be 58.41, which is the average QBR. Average QBR of Kirk Cousins. So I went on ESPN, found every year he's been in the NFL, his QBR, added him up and divided by 11, which is the number of years he's been in the NFL, and it's 58.41. So that is going to be my percentage. I have to have a higher completion percentage than Kirk Cousins' QBR. And that was my last update, was that my number has gone down from 66 to 58, just because it was kind of unrealistic. But I'm still going to continue doing spreads. Alright, let us continue. That is our first game. Like can be seen, the Jacksonville Jaguars are taking on the Indianapolis Colts. The Jacksonville Jaguars are coming off of an absolutely crushing loss to the Houston Texans last week. They lost 13-6. Terrible game for the Jaguars. Everyone was becoming high on the Jaguars, including me, but they were not able to prevail. As far as the Indianapolis Colts, They're coming off of they played Thursday Night Football. They're coming off of an overtime win against the Denver Broncos. It was an awful game, but the Colts were able to come out 12-9 on top. No touchdowns in the game, only field goals, and I had the Broncos winning that game, so I was incorrect about that one. Or no. Yeah, I did, because Jonathan Taylor was out that game, so I had the Broncos. But either way, this game, if both teams played like they did last week, it's not going to be a great game. Currently, the Colts are favored by 2 points in this game. I'm going to make my prediction pretty quick, and I only have a half hour to film this video, so basically all my predictions are actually going to be quick. I'm just going to quick say what is my prediction, and then basically just a reason why. I don't have time to do a full game analysis. Not today, I don't. But I'm going to take Jacksonville +2, so either the Jaguars win this game or lose by 2 or less. I just think that Jacksonville put up an awful game last week, but that happens sometimes. Overall, they've been a more consistent team this year. Well, actually the Colts have been consistent, but they've been consistently bad. Jaguars have been consistently mediocre, which is better than the Colts. I like the Jaguars to bounce back from last week with this game. I think the Colts are going to win this game. No. Yeah. Colts are going to win this game by 2 points. It's going to be my prediction there. But the official prediction is Jacksonville +2. Me just saying they'll win by 2 points is kind of just a side bet. Official prediction, Jacksonville +2. Either they lose or win the game or lose by 2 or less. So that is that prediction. We are going to be moving into our next game, and I'm not sure what it is because my order of helmets I have over there is not in the same order as my spreadsheet. So whatever the next game is, I will see you for that one. That is the next game that we have, everybody. It is the New England Patriots, and they are taking on the Cleveland Browns. The New England Patriots are coming off of a blowout win, I believe. I remember it was a shutout. They beat the Detroit Lions. I don't remember the exact final score, but I'm actually pulling it up. 29-0, the Patriots took it over the Lions. Bailey Zappi made his first career start as Mac Jones was out. As for this game, Mac Jones is currently questionable. It doesn't say whether he's leaning toward playing or not playing. It just seems like Mac Jones is just simply questionable for this game. If he doesn't go, they will be rolling with Bailey Zappi again at quarterback. He's a rookie. As far as for the Cleveland Browns, the Browns are coming off of a loss, I believe, but I could be wrong about that. It's kind of weird. I haven't filmed one of these videos in so long that like my mind has just gone like numb of these predictions. I still make the also by the way, on weeks I don't film videos, I put all my bets on Twitter. I do make the same predictions, so they still count because I am putting out the prediction before the game, but it's just not on YouTube. So, multiple sources. Except last week, I don't think I tweeted out my predictions, but I had them locked in. I have them on my computer. Actually, for this week, I already have all my predictions locked in here. I'm not going to be changing them. I already made my predictions yesterday. I'm just going to be explaining what the prediction is and why. But, yeah, so last week I had them locked in. I won't lie. I went 8 for 16, so exactly 50-50. So below my typical. So it was actually it was a below average week for me. But here we go. For this game, the Browns. I was talking about the Browns. The Browns are coming off of a loss to the Chargers. I believe it was a close game. The final score I believe was 30-28. The Chargers were able to come out on top. Either way, for this game, I believe the Browns are currently favored by 3. I'm going to take New England at +3. It was a bit interesting to see how last week's game went, but Bailey Zappi led the Patriots and they put up a very good outing against the Lions. The Lions really couldn't get a whole lot going, and they have an explosive offense. Patriots defense was able to shut them down. With Deshaun Watson obviously out because he's still suspended. The Dolphins don't have a great offense. I like the Patriots to shut down the Browns offense in this game. So I'm taking the New England Patriots +3. So either the Patriots win this game or they lose by 3 or less. Because they're the underdog, they're not favored, which is why it's win or lose by this or less. It is because they're the underdog for people that don't know sports betting. Whereas if I was taking the Browns, it would be the Browns have to win by 3 or more. It's not Browns lose by 3 or more or win the game because they're favored. The prediction is a bit skewed against them, if you think about it. Well, yeah, that is that prediction. We are going to be moving into our next game, which I also don't remember. So, on to our next game, everybody. So, we've got the Bengals, and they are taking on the New Orleans Saints in this game. The Cincinnati Bengals are coming off of they played Sunday night. They lost to the Baltimore Ravens in a close game. Justin Tucker was able to carry. Overall, it was not a great game for the Bengals, but whatever. I had the Bengals winning the game because of the Ravens had blown so many fourth quarter leads, but Ravens were able to come out on top. The New Orleans Saints are coming off of a win. I think it was 38-31 against the Seattle Seahawks. Taysom Hill had 3 touchdowns in the game and had like 38 fantasy points or something nuts like that. If you're watching this and you want some fantasy football advice, go pick up Taysom Hill and put him at your tight end position because that's what he's listed as. That would be some smart fantasy football. Even though he's inconsistent, he can get you some big boom weeks. For this game, let's look at the spread. The spread is the Bengals are currently favored by 1.5. By the way, I took these predictions on Wednesday, I believe. So if the lines have moved, these were Wednesday. I pulled these off of Caesars Sportsbooks. The Bengals are currently favored by 1.5, and I'm going to take them to win this game. Overall, the Bengals haven't been super great this season. They have had a Super Bowl hangover, but I do like them to win this game. Overall, New Orleans has been a pretty inconsistent team. I believe they only have. I believe they're 2-3 on the year, so they have not put up consistent outings. They've had some good games and some not good games at all. I like the Bengals to win this game, and again, their standings mean stuff, but in reality, betting is really just a guessing game. Always remember that when you make predictions, everything is really just a guessing game. But I'm going to take the Bengals in this game. And like I said, they overall haven't been great this season, but they have been fairly consistent. The Saints really have not been consistent. They've had some clunker outings, and they've had last week, which is a pretty good outing, but I don't think that one's going to carry over to this one. And I believe Jameis Winston likely will not be playing in this game. Either he's out or he was doubtful. I believe I saw today that Andy Dalton will be the starter. And with that being said, I like the Bengals. We are moving into our next game. It is the Giants, and they are taking on... I can't tell the other team. That game is coming up right now. That is our next game there, everybody. It is the New York Giants, and they are hosting the Baltimore Ravens this week. The Baltimore Ravens are coming off of a win on Sunday Night Football, like I just talked about. The New York Giants are coming off of a win over the Green Bay Packers. As a Minnesota Viking fan, as can be seen by the skull cave here, I'm going to clap for the New York Giants. Thank you, New York Giants. You have given the Minnesota Vikings sole possession of the #1 spot in the NFC North. I now like the Giants. But for this game, it is going to be a good one. The Giants put up a pretty good outing. Not even pretty good. They put up a good outing. They were able to come from behind. I believe they were down by 10 points for sure, maybe 14 at one point in the Packer game. In London, they came back and took the win, and I am very proud of the Giants. The current spread on this game is... The Ravens are currently favored by 5 points. You know what? The Giants are coming back from London, so they might start slow. But either way, it is a home game for the Giants. The team is 4-1, which is absolutely nuts. Brian Daboll is currently a candidate for NFL Coach of the Year. You know what? I am going to take the New York Giants +5. So either the Giants win this game or they lose by 5 points or less. I think the Giants are going to come out 4-1. They are going to play. The Giants are not a bad team this season, and I will be seeing them in the hunt for the wild card. Take the Giants in this prediction. The Ravens will not cover the 5-point spread. That moves us into our next game, everybody. These games are out of order on my spreadsheet, so I don't know what it's going to be. I will be seeing you for our next game. I'm fired up talking about the Giants because they beat the Packers. Skol Vikings! That is our next game. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they are set to face off against the New Orleans Saints. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are coming off of a win, a close win, but a win over the Atlanta Falcons. The Bucs were up 21-0 in the game. I picked the Bucs to win by 9 points or more, so I was feeling good. But then the Falcons came back, scored 15 in the fourth, and they did lose the game on a very questionable roughing the passer call. And the Bucs did end up winning the game 21-15, but it was too close for comfort for the Bucs. As far as the Pittsburgh Steelers, they are coming off of a loss to the Buffalo Bills. They lost 38-3. It was an absolute slaughter. And yeah, currently in this game, the Bucs are currently favored by 8. They are -8 on this game, and I'm just gonna tell you already, I'm gonna be taking the Bucs. Even though the Bucs almost blew it against the Falcons last week, the Steelers are not the Falcons. The Steelers put up such a clunker against the Bills. I cannot trust them to cover the spread. I trusted the Bills, I trusted the Steelers. I believe it was +14 last week. I took Pittsburgh +14 because I was like, are the Bills really going to win by 14 or more? That's a big number. The Steelers should be able to cover that portion of the spread. They didn't. I can't trust them. I'm taking the Bucs to win this game by 8 points or more. That moves us into our next game, everybody. I will be right back. That is our next matchup right there. It is the Atlanta Falcons, and they are traveling to Santa Clara to face the San Francisco 49ers this week. Again, I just talked about the Falcons game. They lost to the Bucs. They almost came back to win the game, but they did not. The San Francisco 49ers are coming off of an absolute rout of the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers were without Baker Mayfield in the game, which really doesn't even matter because the Baker's, he's bad. There's no way to put it not blatantly. He's just simply bad. I'm sorry. But I honestly, I'm just going to make my prediction. The current spread is San Francisco by 5.5. I'm going to take San Francisco to cover 5.5. So that means I think the Niners will win this game by 5.5 points or more. Even though the Falcons almost came back, I do like the Niners. With the Niners, they put up a very good outing last week. And I think they should be able to cover in this game. Hopefully without blowing the lead. And blowing this, well, not blowing the lead. The Bucs blew the spread for me. So my prediction was wrong, even though I had the winning team right. But, yep, I'm going to go with San Francisco minus 5.5. Why am I doing it? Because the Niners are just simply better. They put up a good outing last week, and the camera's focusing on me, as I can see on my computer, which isn't cool because it should be focusing on the helmets. So it's focusing on me, so what's up, guys? That is going to move us into our next game. I don't remember it. So, yeah, into our next game. That is our next game, everybody. It is the New York Jets, and they're taking on my rival team. That is the Green Bay Packers. The New York Jets are coming off of a very, very good outing against the Miami Dolphins. Tua was not playing at all in the game. I'll talk more about this when I get to the Dolphins. Teddy Bridgewater was starting. He got hurt on the first pass attempt. So their third-string quarterback was a rookie, Trace Thompson. Came in the game, didn't play well, but that's okay. The New York Jets were able to put up 40 points on him. The Jets won the game 40-17. As far as the Green Bay Packers, I kind of talked about their game earlier. They played the New York Giants in London, and the Giants came away with the victory. Woo! So the Packers are now a game behind the Vikings in the NFC North. Either way, the Packers are currently favored in this game by 7 points. I am basically just going to make my prediction right away. I'm going to take the Jets to cover the 7. New York Jets are either going to win this game or lose by 7 or less. The Jets put up a good outing last week, and the Packers probably going to have some jet lag. Coming back from London, they might not play the best. Like the Vikings, they were able to win last week coming back from London. They played in London week 4. Week 5, they played the Bears. The Vikings didn't play great, but they were able to get the win. So either way, I don't think the Packers are going to play the best in this game. So that's why I'm going to take the Jets to cover their portion of the spread. I like the Jets at +7. It feels like it's going to be a close game. Jets put up a good outing. Packers did not. They're going to have some jet lag. Sorry for that absolutely awful joke. But with that being said, that moves us into the next game, which is my favorite game of the week. Of course, because it's my team, it is the Minnesota Vikings, and they are playing the Miami Dolphins coming up next. Everything about this game. That is my team, everybody. You already know it. That is the Minnesota Vikings, and they are traveling out to Miami to face the Dolphins this weekend. The Minnesota Vikings are coming off of a close win, but it was a win against the Chicago Bears. The Vikings scored 21 points in the first half. They had a 21-3 lead at one point in the first half. Then the Bears took the lead 22-21 in the second half. But Kirk Cousins, with the fourth quarter comeback, was able to lead the team on a touchdown drive. And the Vikings won the game 29-22. Cam Dantzler sealed the game with a strip of former Viking wide receiver, who is now with the Bears, Ihmir Smith-Marsette, when the Bears had a chance to tie the game. But Cam Dantzler said, not today. And that was actually the day after I bought the Cam Dantzler helmet, so he might have been motivated. But I'm just kidding. Dolphins, I already talked about that game. Trace Thompson is going to be the starting quarterback for this game. Teddy Bridgewater is set to be the backup quarterback. With the third string being in play, I don't like the Dolphins' odds. I hate being a Viking fan and picking my team because it just makes me look like a homer. But like this season, I've picked them like every single time. But it has worked out. The Vikings are 4-1, so it's been working out. I picked the Vikings over the Packers, I believe. Did I? I actually don't remember if I did. Oh, no, I picked the Vikings week 1. I picked the Vikings week 2, and they lost bad to the Eagles, so that was just a terrible prediction. Week 3, I picked the Lions to cover the spread, but the Vikings to win the game, and that happened. Week 4, I picked the Vikings over the Saints, and that happened. Last week, I picked the Vikings to win, but the Bears to cover the spread, and they did. Now this week, I'm picking the Vikings to win and cover the spread. The Vikings are favored by 3 in this game. With the Saints starting a third-string quarterback, the Dolphins starting a third-string quarterback, I just can't trust him in this scenario. I like the Minnesota Vikings, even though I hate picking the Vikings, because it makes me seem like a homer, but I have to do it. I like the Minnesota Vikings at -3 in this game. The Vikings will win by 3 points or more. That moves us into our next game, everybody. It is my second favorite game of the week. The Bills and the Chiefs. Late afternoon. Here we go. I only have like 8 more minutes to film, and I have 7 picks left, so I kind of have to hurry up. That is the Bills, and they are taking on the Chiefs. Like I talked about earlier, the Bills absolutely whooped the Steelers last week. Last week, the Kansas City Chiefs played on Monday Night Football against the Raiders. The Chiefs were very quickly down 17-0 in the game, but they have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, who connected for 4 touchdowns in the game. This is going to be a really, really, really good freaking game. Currently, the Bills are favored by 3 points on the road. I'm just going to hurry up and make my prediction. I'm going to take Kansas City at +3. The Chiefs are the underdogs at home by 3 points. I like the Chiefs to either win the game or cover their 3 point. So either the Chiefs win the game or lose by 3 points or less. It is a home game at Arrowhead. The place is going to be rocking. They have Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. I get the Bills have Josh Allen. But either way, this is going to be a good game. I still like the Chiefs a lot, even though the Bills had a great outing last week. Something's just telling me to go with the Chiefs. So I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs at +3 in this game. That moves us into our next one, everybody. It is the Arizona Cardinals, and they're taking on, it looks like, the Seattle Seahawks. That is our next game, everybody. It is the Carolina Panthers taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Like I talked about a little bit ago, the Carolina Panthers were absolutely whooped by the San Francisco 49ers. Last week, the Rams, oh, excuse me for a moment. I won't be editing that out either because I don't care. Oh, we're talking about the Rams. The Los Angeles Rams are coming off of a loss to the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, Cooper Rush and the Cowboys. I'll talk about them later. But either way, I'm just going to hurry up and make my pick. Even though I know I say that for every game, I'm going to hurry up and make my prediction. I am this time. The Rams are favored by 10.5. I'm going to be taking the Rams. That is, I believe, the biggest spread I've taken to cover this whole season. I am taking the Rams to win this game by 10.5 points or more. I like the Rams. They're just simply the better team. The Panthers are just simply bad. They fired Matt Rule this week. They understood that he was an awful coach. I can't believe they signed him to like a 6-year deal for so much money. I like the Rams to win this game by 10.5 points or more. That moves us into our next game. It is the Cardinals and the Seahawks for real this time. That is our next game. It is the Arizona Cardinals, and they're taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Last week, the Arizona Cardinals, I'm trying to bring my memory back. The Cardinals lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a really good game, but the Eagles were able to come out on top. Man. As far as the Seattle Seahawks, they are coming off of they played the Saints, lost 39-32. Again, like I talked about earlier, Taysom Hill kind of owned them in that game. Right now, the Arizona Cardinals are currently favored by 3 points. I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals to cover their 3-point spread. I just simply think the Cardinals are a better team. I mean, the Seahawks aren't super bad, but I like the Cardinals. They match up nicely against the Seahawks. So I'm taking the Cardinals to win by 3 points or more. That moves us into our next game. It is the... I think I have some games mismatched. Because I have Cowboys, Eagles, but that is not in order. Oh, no. It is the Cowboys and Eagles. I forgot I have 4 teams on the bye week that are sitting there. It is Cowboys and Eagles, Sunday Night Football next. I'll quick talk about the bye week. We have got on the bye this week the Houston Texans, who have not reached expectations. Well, they have, but their expectations were so low it doesn't even matter. The Las Vegas Raiders, who are 1-4, I believe. Raiders have not been it this year. The Tennessee Titans and the Detroit Lions. So yeah, Texans, Raiders, Titans, Lions on the bye this week. Now that'll move us into our next game. It is the Cowboys taking on the Eagles on Sunday Night Football. And what I'm going to say is going to be the second best game of the week. And I'm not going to count the Vikings in that category. From a viewership standpoint, that is going to be the second best game of the week to Bills and Chiefs. Sunday Night Football's kicking into high gear. That's right, it's Sunday Night Football. That is the Dallas Cowboys, and they are on the road to face the Philadelphia Eagles. On Twitter today, I put out probably my most reckless prediction I've ever put out before. My most reckless take I ever have. I did it today. This is what I said. I broke it up over 2 tweets because it was too long. Write this down. Cooper Rush will lead the Dallas Cowboys to an upset win this week. Dak Prescott will then become the starting quarterback following the game, and the team will beat the team will beat the Lions and Bears before they head into their bye week. They will then lose badly to the Packers, Vikings, and Giants, and they will then put Cooper Rush back in as starting quarterback. Then, the Cooper Rush-led Cowboys will beat the Colts, Texans, and Jaguars before they lose to the Philadelphia Eagles at home. The Cowboys will then beat the Titans and Commanders to close out the season. Cooper Rush will lead the team to the NFC Championship game, where people will associate him with Case Keenum. I know, I guarantee this is what I'm saying. Cooper Rush will lead the Cowboys to the playoffs. Dak Prescott will become benched during the season. He'll take back over as starter, become benched. Cooper Rush will take over the team and lead the Cowboys to the playoffs before he will be associated with Case Keenum. I can see it happening. And then the Cowboys are going to lose in the NFC Championship game to the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, that is kind of an insane prediction. I had so many parlays in that prediction, but that is legit what I think is going to happen. But for this actual game, you already heard my prediction in my tweet. Yes, the Eagles are currently favored in this game by 6. I'm going to take Dallas to cover the 6-point spread. I don't know that Dallas is going to win the game, even though I said that. But sometimes, hey, when you're tweeting out your takes, you just kind of have to be reckless and say whatever comes to mind. And that was kind of what I did. I don't know if the Cowboys are going to win this game. I honestly actually don't really think so, because the Eagles are a really good team. But I do like this to be a close game. Both teams are good. I feel like it's actually going to be a pretty equal match. I do think the Eagles are actually going to come out on top, but I like the Cowboys to keep it a close game. I'm taking Cowboys at +6. Cowboys will either win the game or lose by 6 or less. I just don't think the Eagles are going to have it in them to win by a touchdown or more. That moves us into Monday Night Football, our final game. It is the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Denver Broncos. All right, that is our final game of the week. Denver Broncos, Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers, I believe, are favored by 5? Yep, Chargers are favored by 5 in this game. I don't even need to hardly talk about the game. Broncos are coming off of a terrible game on last Thursday night to the Indianapolis Colts. The Los Angeles Chargers are coming off of a close win to the Cleveland Browns. The game was closer than I thought it was going to be. But either way, I don't even need to talk about the game. I'm taking the Chargers to win by 5 or more. They're going to cover their portion of the spread. The Broncos are, I'm sorry, they are god-awful. I don't care what you say. People were too high on the Broncos. This is what I said over the offseason. I don't know if I have any documentation, but this is what I said to people in the offseason. The Broncos are not that good of a team. Then, they acquired Russell Wilson. Just because they got a good quarterback doesn't make them an elite team. They weren't that good of a team to start, and now suddenly people are skyrocketing them all the way up to here just because they traded for Russell Wilson. No, they weren't that good of a team to start. I don't think the Broncos are going to really have any chance in this game. Chargers cover, win by 5 or more. The Chargers are a significantly better team than the Broncos. That is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and share with your friends if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I will see you all in the next game. Hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about Cooper Rush will be the next Case Keenum and all the other weird predictions I made in today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, comment down below, share it with your friends if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. I will see you all next week. Like, comment, subscribe, peace out, and of course, Skol Vikings.